Have you always been a big trash talker?
No.
But you are now.
He talks a lot.
Maniac. Patrick Beverley is a maniac. I am. I don't give a fuck. So what?
Was he talking?
Well, we're going to get to that. Hold on. We're going to get to that.
I think there's certain guys that you shouldn't talk to. You should leave it alone.
It was like, I'm going to just go in and I'm going to create this mindset of just totally disrespect these dudes and destroy them.
There's been a lot of weird things that have been said to me. Certainly JJ drinks his own pee is up there.
Like, he's not going to shut up. I'm not going to shut up.
And I was like, whoa, man, that's just a little bit, that's disrespectful.
No, either he gonna bust my ass or I'm gonna bust his ass. It's one of those two.
Closest I've ever came to a teammate punching me, I think.
I have like a real scar.
Yo, this is where we
You have an all shit talking team. If you were to make a top starting five of shit talkers in the league, you can either count yourself or you don't have to.
Well, Draymond has to be on there. KD. The way I also look at trash talk is like, you gotta back it up. Like, I mentioned one name. No disrespect.
I know what you're gonna say too.
Who?
No, you
Say it. I wanna know.
No. You say it.
Say it.
You talk. I swear you're gonna say Patrick Beverley.
Yes. Like, I feel like, yeah, it's all fun and all that stuff, and it's good for you guys, on TV to talk about the next morning or wherever that is. But it's like, I feel like if you can't back it up, like, I don't know, to me, like, it just feels weird to be in a position where, like, you always talking trash nonstop. But, like, are you gonna back it up? Like, are you gonna, come down and, like, get the ball and fucking go score on the person and then go on the other end and, lock him down and talk more trash? He can't do it because that's just what he does. He's gonna score on you and he's gonna come down on the other end, lock you down. There's a few guys that can do it. But I don't know, Draymond, KD, I really can't think. Is there anybody else?
I have two other names, CP and Book. I think Book is low key.
Yeah.
People don't realize.
I don't know. I don't think people know that he talks a lot.
I'm sure you heard something last
yes.
night. I'm sure you heard something last night.
But he's always talking, literally. But that's the thing. I love that about, these type of guys. Like, they just know how good they are.
You brought up that 2005-2006 Texas team.
We've talked about it one other time on this show. We talked about it with Kevin.
It doesn't really come up. It's not like
we talked about it. Katie brought it up. When he came on. Kevin brought it up when he came on the show.
This is single. All right, let me say this.
He said he was at that game.
This is single, like, hands down, the number one thing in my career through everything that I've got killed the most about. Number one. Mind you, JJ had his best game of his college career that game. Like, JJ went it was like almost like I don't know what was up with you. It was like you were mad at us or something. I don't know. JJ went crazy on us. He had like 46, 44.
I had 41.
Was he
41?
talking?
Well, we're gonna get to that. Hold on, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So there was remember Adam Morrison used to play like late at night. And I had watched his game either the night before or on Thursday night, but at some point that week. And I was watching him shoot. And you know how he had the ball off to the side a little bit?
Yes.
But it was really high off to the side.
Yes.
And at the time, I was more straightforward. And I remember in warm-ups that day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to move my shooting pocket just ever so slightly aside. I'm not going to exaggerate it like Adam, but just ever so slightly. And I shot a few in warm-ups, and I was like, oh, fuck, this feels good. And then, like, the ball boy looked at me, and he said, how many are you going to have tonight? And I said, for sure, 30 or 40. It feels that good right now.
Oh, my God.
And I actually missed my first two shots of that game. And I was undeterred because it felt so good. So at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, PJ didn't, he wasn't really guarding me for most of the game.
I didn't.
For some reason, towards the end of the game, it was already a blowout. He starts guarding me, and he's doing the PJ stuff. He's not letting me cut. He's cutting me off. He's shoving me. He's talking to me. I grabbed a rebound. He's tickling me and doing all this. I don't know, just all this weird shit. And it was apparent that he was trying to get under my skin. Obviously, he was frustrated. You know, I don't hold it against you to this day.
1,000%.
And I don't remember exactly how the story goes, but I got fouled. I had 39. We were up 30, and he's yapping at me at the free throw line. And like as I'm shooting my free throw, I said something to him. I think what I said was, PJ, I've got 40 and you're down 30. Why the fuck are you talking? Something like that.
It was something to that degree. It was definitely. Hey, listen, my friends destroyed me about this. And I'm not gonna lie, for a year, I was so mad. Ken Paulino wanted to guard you. Like KP, he wanted to guard you, and then I'm like, dude, all right, cool. Like, mind you, they got a bunch of other really good guys too. Like, you couldn't just hone in on JJ because two of the best screeners. I mean, nobody screened like Sheldon. Like Sheldon Williams would just kill people.
Elite screener.
Oh God.
The only thing that bothered me that game though was that they put it this walk. I had like 33 in the second half, and at one point we're taking the ball out underneath, and they make a substitution, and they put this guy JD Carey.
Yep. JD.
It was a walk on, and they put him on me for one play. And I scored, and I lit into your bench going back down the court.
Oh, man,
I was so mad.
Crazy on the bench. Oh, you were crazy on the bench.
Have you always been a big trash talker, even when you were a kid?
No. I never. No, I wasn't.
But you are now.
Well, if somebody tells me something, I'm going to say back. But I think this year it's been a lot. But before I was never.
Do you feel like I don't remember if this was a label that was given to you when you were coming into the draft, but it's certainly been a label that I've heard a lot in terms of my career, my generation, my era, in terms of the soft European. Did you hear that about yourself?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Even when you got over here, or just when you were at Real Madrid?
No, I think it was like before the draft, and like, let's say first couple games, I saw on Twitter something, for sure.
I feel like guys, this is my thing, and I'm not saying you you're very sarcastic. You have a very dry sense of humor. You talk shit in practice. It's funny. We laugh. We talk shit when we play cards. It's funny. We laugh. But I do feel like at times people test you. And I'm sure early in your career they tested you, and even now they probably test you. And I've never seen you back down from that. Like there's always a response, a rebuttal, whether it's verbally or with a play. Where does that sort of come from? Where does that toughness come from?
I just think I'm competitive in everything. Whether it's like I say, playing cards, playing whatever, I just want to win. And if somebody tries to get me going, it gets me going too. Because sometimes in the games you're like sloppy a little bit. Or me, I don't know you, but sometimes you are. And then somebody try to test you, it gets me going. It actually helps me. So, but like I say, I'm just competitive in everything. And you can ask all my friends. Sometimes we get mad a lot because I'm that competitive.
There's been stories about this with Kobe and Bron and MJ back in the day about even like fans getting people going, where it's like you might be there and you might sort of not be into a game, and then all of a sudden you hear somebody talk. Has something like that ever happened where like in the middle of a game some sort of random thing happens and you just kind of wake up and you're like, I want to kind of kill now?
Well, yeah, that too, but fans be saying everything, man. Especially some places, man. Fans be just saying whatever, But just to get me going, fans, I don't really know if they did. But they been saying some crazy stuff, man.
Our games on our plane used to be wild. Like I remember one time I walked away with like 80,000 cash in my backpack, like off a LA to East Coast trip. like we used to get it in.
Those games were intense. I remember when you almost depressurized the plane at 35,000 feet.
Punch the fucking. I have like a real scar.
Yo, this motherfucker.
Where were you flying to?
Punched the window and it fucking.
Luckily, they're double paned.
They're double paned.
But I broke through the first one, and I had I still got a real scar on my hand from that shit.
That's crazy.
I lost an unbelievable hand that was worth a lot of money, maybe 15 or 20,000 was on the line, and there was no way I probably got cheated. But as soon as I lost, I was pissed, and I don't even know why I did it. Just again, ball fake, punched the window at 30,000 feet in the air. When I punched this window, and after I was done, like, yo, I just punched a window. Like, what if I would have punched through it? Luckily, it was 2 panes of glass, but like my hand was bleeding bad. But
were you there? Could you hear it?
Yeah, he's right there.
You're sitting right there?
Yeah, he's at the same table. JJ probably took some of the fucking money I lost. Like, we used to have like these real good card games.
Just because it was recent and your perspective on things and your candidness on things are always so enjoyable. But the tweet about Russ, so just to provide some history on this, when he played for the Thunder, there was a collision at half court and he got hurt. And then a couple years ago, he said that Patrick Beverley tricked y'all and all he does is run around. And then the other night after, again, another off game for Russ and the Lakers lost, you wrote that he was the real magician. How much have you held on to that?
I call that perfect timing, divine timing. People looked at me differently. People around the NBA, coaches, players, like after that, people were just taking the ball, just going at me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all because of what one person said. And that's how the media is. Like, if one person says one thing, that's how they take it. They take it just for that. Like P really looked at it like people like, yeah, maybe this motherfucker don't play defense. The only thing he does is run around. So obviously, had one bad game. Oh, Russ was right. And I knew this motherfucker. Only thing he did was run around and stuff like that. And, there's no fun when the rabbit got the gun now. Just a real humble tweet, forgive but not forgotten type of thing, Perfect timing too, huh? Trade deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maniac. Patrick Beverley is a maniac. I am. I don't give a fuck. So what?
It was perfect. It was perfect timing.
It was perfect timing. Perfect time. He damaged my career. Like people, coaching staffs and players, fans, they looked at me way different. They looked at me like, you know what? He don't play defense. He just yells and run around. Well, okay, woo, and held on to that. And some people still do. And perfect time. Perfect.
I don't think there was any other team that could have beaten that Rockets team. As far as them sneaking up on us, I can't quite say they snuck up because they were playing so well throughout the regular season that you knew they had to be reckoned with, and we had some great games with them in the regular season. But I will tell you where they made their biggest mistake. Where they made their biggest mistake was Daryl Morey coming out and saying, this team is built to beat the Warriors. Like, we built this team specifically to beat the Warriors. What I would say is Daryl Morey, real G's move in silence. They just kind of do what they do, and they move in silence, Daryl. So if you take any advice from this interview, Daryl, that was their biggest mistake. They come out like this team is built to beat the Warriors. So for the rest of the year, we like, all right, we'll get there. We'll get to that game, and then we're going to beat them. They're not going to beat us. We don't think they can beat us. Why didn't we think they can beat us? We felt in our game plan, James Harden, and if you go watch them games, they were up 15-20 each game. But our game plan was to let James Harden do everything that he's going to do. We're probably not going to stop him, and that's fine. But we're going to stop everyone else. And then James is going to get tired because he's dribbling the ball 32 times per possession. I don't care how good a shape you in. I don't care who you are. That is taxing. So our game plan was let James do his thing. Even if we get down 15 points, we'll be fine. Just got to stay the course, and we'll come back and win. And every game, they were up. Every game that we won, they were up 15 to 20 points. And we came back and walked them down. Most of the time, we would walk them down by halftime. So did they sneak up on us? I guess they were trying until Daryl Morey made it obvious that, hey, we want them. All right, buddy, we want y'all too. Come on, we're getting y'all out of here.
When we started this podcast an hour and 30 minutes ago, I was not expecting Daryl Morey shade. I just did not.
It's no shade. It's advice.
Did you have an all 90s trash talk team?
Yeah. I mean, you got to get Reggie Miller. Larry Bird, he was just good. And he was one of the good ones. I only played against him for 2 years. He was really, really good. MJ used to give his little things underneath his breath. But people don't really understand. Chuck Percy was a cold one, too, boy. He used to talk a lot of trash. A rifleman, man, he used to talk a lot of gang the best. So us five, we'd have been something else if we'd have been teamed up together, man, talking a lot of trash, man. Because we'd have had everybody discombobulated, man. I'm telling you, man, we'd have did a good job.
What was Larry's trash talk style? Like what were the things he would kind of say?
JJ, he was cold, man. He'll tell you like this. He'll bend down, say soft to you. He's like, you know what? I don't know what you got for Christmas, but I know what I'm going to give you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on this block. I'm going to dribble 2 times, and then I'm going to pull up in your face, and the neck going to say, shoo, and then that'll be your Christmas present for me. I was like, whoa, you cold with that one, man. Yeah, he used to tell you where he going to shoot it in your face and how you couldn't stop him and how you ain't no good to him. And I was like, whoa, man, that's just a little bit, that's disrespectful. And then it'll happen. That's the whole cold thing about it. Everybody used to say Larry Bird was slow and all that. Game. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. He had the ultimate game. And he used to do it. He used to back it up.
Going back to this clip, obviously the history of, he weighed me the first game that beat us in Brooklyn, and the second game, I had to. Like, we beat them, so I had to tell him to get off his court, his home court. So, but in this clip, we talk about flopping. Like, I felt like this is a flop. Like, if you're man enough, like, if you get hit, don't flop, stay up. So, I don't really want to talk about what was said, but it was something like, I'm still here. And then I'm like, well, if you stay here, then why would you flop? Like, it doesn't make sense. But I love KD. Like, I mentioned it so many times. Like, I think I can do everything on the basketball court. And, if there's someone else, especially when you consider size and stuff, and if there's someone else that can do the same stuff and better, that's probably one guy that I would think about. Yeah. Because, he's just so freaking talented and so good, whether it's scoring the ball or whatever he's able to do on the basketball court. So I have a lot of respect for him, but I love playing with him. He's always talking trash for no reason sometimes. Like, he make a bucket and he's talking trash. Like, that's just the way he plays. Like, I love his intensity, and knowing me, I kind of play the same way, and I love talking trash, and I love everybody. I love letting them know that I'm here, like I'm dominating you, and that's just the way it is.
I mean, you were in his shit the whole game. He was hitting ridiculous shots. And I'm thinking to myself, like, PJ's done this now for 6 nights. He did it in the first series. He's going to do it in the next series. You did it in the finals. And you're guarding literally the best offensive players in the world. And that night, I just thought to myself, PJ Tucker could not have played better defense tonight. And Kevin had he ended up with 47 or 48.
Yeah, 50 points.
Yeah, call it 50 ball.
50
okay,
ball.
50 ball. At times, does it feel like an exercise in futility? Like there's nothing you can do against the best players in the world?
Because if I felt like that, then I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Do you get discouraged, I guess is a better question.
No. Because it's like, okay, oh man, that was incredible. You made that. Now do it again. Now do it again. Because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. And that was the confrontation. But we do that, dude. Me and him, like, ever since I've known him, we've done that forever. Like and I kept telling him, I'm like, and we're talking shit, it's like, whatever. I'm like, he's like, stop hacking me. I'm like, I'm not going to stop. Like, as like we got face to face, I'm not going anywhere. Like, it's that tricking myself because he's killing me. Like, he's got 50. He's going to score 50. I'm telling my teammates, he's going to score 50. Y'all guard y'all, man. He's going to score. But how many shots is going to take him? How hard is he going to? I'm going to make him work harder than anybody. I'm going to work him because he's going to score. Like, and then I'm telling you have to trick yourself.
The Knicks series, playing in the Garden, doing the bow, the chanting, the taunting back to the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Was that peak Trae Young? I'm not talking about the basketball part.
Oh, no.
But was that peak? No, I know you're not. I know you're not.
God.
Yeah, you're fourth year, dude. I'm talking about just like peak Trae, the villain. Was that peak Trae Young?
I don't know. That was a fun series.
You enjoyed it. You enjoyed all of that.
I did. Just because I know the stage. Like, I just knew the stage and it being their first time back to the playoffs and I don't know how long. And just
I feel so bad for Knicks fans.
It was loud. Like, it was crazy. Like, I've never been. I mean, I give them a lot of credit. It was the craziest environment probably I played in. And I played in college environment. It's way different than NBA games. So for the fact that was even that loud and from start to finish, and then them yelling the whole time, it was probably one of my favorite times playing basketball.
Are you aware that you live rent-free in New York Knicks fans' heads? Are you aware of some of the stuff that has happened? They'll win a game and they'll go out in the streets and they'll start chanting "Fuck you, Trae Young."
Oh yeah,
but it's against the Celtics.
Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young!
Or I believe there was a time where they started chanting "Fuck you, Trae Young" at a concert.
Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young! Come on, nigga, don't got shit to do with me. Get down here with that shit. Ain't no Knicks game.
Yeah. It was Yankees games. I saw a clip the other day. Somebody showed me. I don't know if y'all saw Denzel say something to the Heat players about
the elevator. Yeah.
Yeah, give somebody give that boy a haircut. Talking about me.
What is it now? 2-1. Tell that little boy get a haircut. That little light boy. What kind of haircut he working with?
Comes to find out he's a New Yorker, Denzel. So it's like, I mean, I'm a big fan of him, but then it finds out he's a New Yorker. So I mean, I've come to realize it is what it is.
The thing is, they got to beat you. Like they haven't you. This is a one-sided battle right now. So it's like they could say this. We were talking about earlier. They could say whatever they want, but like the Knicks need to beat Trae Young in a playoff series for this to become more of like a back and forth rivalry. Right now, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
You clearly have the upper hand in that department.
When you're playing, if you were a fan, should they not heckle you? Because it feels like it makes you. It feels like it makes you play better. It's like if you're a Knicks fan, it's like Trae's coming in. Should they just like leave you alone and like let you do your thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Heat didn't say nothing at all. Like in Miami, like I think they just kept it business. I think there's certain guys that you shouldn't talk to. You should leave alone. And I feel like I'm one of those guys in that category. There's definitely a couple of guys in this league that you should leave alone. I feel like I'm one of them.
Are you beefing with him too?
Who?
Draymond. Is there a beef right now?
I wouldn't call it beefing. I mean, we just, we don't see eye to eye.
Okay.
Like, I'm not, at this stage of my life, okay, I'm 37 years old. All right, I'm 300 plus pounds. I'm eating good. I'm not beefing with nobody. Like, I'm past that. I can't let nobody disturb my peace. I'm going to sleep every single night with the AC on 60 and the fan blowing in my face. You know what I mean? Like I'm not beefing with nobody. Like Draymond is great, but I love his competitive nature. Like he's not going to shut up, I'm not going to shut up. It was part of it. But again, I don't want him to change. Continue to be who he is, right? Be outspoken. Be a guy that call people out, whether it's me for being wrong on predictions or whatever the case may be. I don't give a damn. It's part of it.
I want to actually go back for a second because I did have a question about those videos. When you're on the ground, why do you try to pull people's pants down? There's a legit reason. I want you to explain it.
It's the same reason I got kicked out of the fucking NBA Finals. No man is just going to step and stand over me. I'm sorry. I have a kid watching at home. My kids at most games. But, like, how am I supposed to explain to DJ, Daddy, why is that dude standing over you while you land on the ground? Like, because, like, I can't explain that. But what I can explain is why I'm pulling up on him. So because he's standing on, I can explain that. You know, I don't want my two daughters seeing a guy standing over me. I can't respect that. And so why do I pull the shorts is because my core isn't tight enough to just get myself up. So I use the shorts to get me up.
Leverage.
Yeah, I use the shorts to get me up. But I'll tell you what about pulling shorts. When Jaylen Brown went in the media and said he trying to pull my shorts down, I knew I took his heart. And not that I'll have it next year. I got to regain it next year and next time we play him. But I knew for the rest of that series I had him. Because you know you're standing over me. And you're going to go to the media and say he was trying to pull my shorts down. Like, come on, bro. You standing over me. Like, own it. Like I tell all these, stand on that. You got to stand on business. And when he said, oh, turn your alarm off, man. We're pretty cool. We are pretty cool. When he said he's trying to pull my, it's two things that Jaylen Brown went to the media and said. And one thing these young guys are going to learn, like, hey, man, you better pay attention to what you say because somebody else is watching. He said he tried to pull my shorts down. I said, yep, I got him. It reminded me a lot of, you remember the clip of Alonzo Mourning and Dennis Rodman's talking to him, and Alonzo like, this motherfucker is crazy. When he said that, I said, oh, yeah, I got him. But another thing he said, and I sent it to our team, he said, we are not afraid of the Golden State Warriors. I sent it to our team in a group chat and said, we are afraid of the Golden State Warriors because nobody asked you, are y'all afraid of us? Why the fuck are you talking about that? He's like, we are not afraid of them. We'll do this and we'll do that. I knew at that point, I'm like, yep, this is baby food and this is over and we're going to walk on out of here with a championship.
My second question about that video, very specifically, the when you fouled Jaylen Brown and you decided to move your legs to the right and rest them on his shoulders instead of just naturally going to the left, it seemed like you decided at the beginning of game 2 that you were just going to be an asshole that night. And I want, because I actually have said this on ESPN, on the podcast, it seemed like after game 1, you guys lose, you didn't play particularly well, you admitted that on the podcast. Going into game 2, you were like, I'm just going to wreak havoc no matter what.
I also told y'all I was going to. I was shocked at the reaction of everyone after game 2. Because I told y'all, what they say, they're watching your podcast and taking clues. Well, damn it, I told y'all I was going to act the ass going into game 2 because I was awful in game 1. The reality is that I wasn't really awful. But, you know, I drove that, and so I'll take that. But I told y'all, like, I was soft. We were soft. We let them come in our house and get a win. We hadn't lost at home. I felt like I could go out there and bully them a little bit. And sure enough, I was. And I hear their coach on the sideline yelling, stop talking to him. Why are y'all talking to him? Just stop. Leave him alone. Don't get into that with him. And I said, you know what? I need to do more. And everybody's like, slow down. You're going to get ejected. I told my mom, I said, Mom, and my fiance, by the way, I blame my game 3 performance on them. They dogged me after that game. Like, why are you like this? It's ridiculous. You need to carry yourself better. Blah, blah, blah. And and so I knew that I told my mom, I said, Mom, we are better off with me getting ejected and causing a bunch of havoc than we are me just going out there and playing soft and going through the game and me staying in the game. Because if I get ejected on that type of time, our team can win. I got benched in game 4. We still won. Like, our team can win, but I'm going to make sure I get them on that type of time. And so for me, it was like, I'm going to just go in and I'm going to create this mindset of just totally disrespect these dudes and destroy them. And if I can create their mindset, whether I get ejected or not, we're better than them. They're going to just keep this going and we'll win this game whether I get thrown out or not. So that was how I felt, and I rolled with it. And I mean, I don't think I deserved to get kicked out, though, which most people said I did, but it is what it is.
I want to talk about Chris because my understanding, I talked to him, I don't know if it was during the series or right after the series, and we chatted about you a little bit. And he told me that you actually went to his camp, at his point guard camp when you were in college. So he had known you a little bit. But that challenge that you basically embraced head on of guarding him, making life tough for him. Were you at all intimidated? I mean, you were going against a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest point guards ever. There was no intimidation.
Nah. I mean, you know, he is like, that's something I look forward to, you know. That make me probably look good. You know, he gonna bust my ass, I'm gonna bust his ass. It's one of those two, like, you know, and I don't like, you know, nobody coming at me. So it's either he not, so we're gonna have to, you know, do a dog fight. Now, it was no intimidating, but it was also like a great feeling, like, all right, you know, you looked up to him as you know, when you was playing basketball and you seen him, you went to his camp, and, you know, all you did said, I like the way Chris Paul play, I like the way, and then now you got a chance at the highest level to guard him. So let's just give it all we got. You know his game a lot, even though not as better as well as you should, but you know it because you've been watching it ever since you was a kid. So, you know, going at him was one of the, you know, best part of my this year. You know, obviously, you know, we bump heads, and, you know, Chris is Chris, you know, JJ. So it was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah, just two psychos just going at it. I loved it.
What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever said to you?
I gotta think about this. JJ's got a deep bag of of answers.
There's been a lot of weird things that have been said to me. Certainly JJ drinks his own pee is up there. The weirdest thing, though, I thought this was strange, was my first year. I think it was my first year in Philly. Towards the end of the first quarter, a fan, clearly a UNC fan, a fan said to me that I couldn't shoot, which I thought was very odd, considering at that point in time I'd played 12 seasons in the NBA. I had graduated at Duke as the all-time leading three-point shooter.
Here we go.
And I had made, I'd made tens of millions of dollars based on the fact that I could shoot a basketball. So I thought that was a weird thing to say to me. And it
surprised you didn't mention the National Player of the Year.
No, I'm just saying it was like a weird thing. It's like I don't know. It's just
that
weird.
Is a weird. It's a weird.
That's a weird like put down.
It's a factually wrong.
JJ, you can't shoot.
You could say a lot of. You can say a lot of nice things, but not a. But like it's a factually inaccurate statement.
And then I had a great like running towards the corner at the end of the first quarter, turning the wrong way, and I did a quick release 3 at the buzzer, and then I turned to him, and I can't remember what I said, but I started yelling at him. He was courtside down on the Hornets end, and I was just yelling at him. And then for the rest of the first half, I just yelled at him every time I made a shot.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a real answer for this. I like the majority of stuff is like about my shorts because I like my shorts short. So I hear a lot of stuff about my shorts needing bigger shorts. I have an unorthodox jump shot. So people talk about my shot. I would say it was like, I don't remember where we were at, maybe OKC or something. And somebody mentioned like our rival, somebody was like, you're not playing. And they mentioned like our rival high school. Like, I'm like, man, you went on your phone.
You went deep.
You went on your phone and you looked up my rival high school. And they're like, you're not playing at Oshkosh West anymore. And I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, that's respect.
Gambling game.
Boy, it's crazy.
Did you have any?
I had a great night last night. You know those West Coast trip. 5 hours.
Long flights.
It gets crazy.
Did you have any moments with him?
Yes. The craziest moment was when he almost got in the fight. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What was it about again? Because I don't remember. So we were playing, and out of nowhere, it was him and Justin
Anderson.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah, Jay, like out of nowhere, like Jay just stands up and starts screaming. And then they're all like going back and forth. And then I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. Yeah.
Closest I've ever came to a teammate punching me. I think. Jay and I got along.
That was the last time he ever played too. When he was on the team.
On that team.
Yeah.
No, on that team, because we played the next year. But yeah, I mean, we were all at the table, and thank God you didn't sit at the table. You were the fifth guy.
Yeah.
So you were in the aisle, and Jay and I were across from each other, and I felt that he was sabotaging the game, and a few of us had he just remember him and Bayless would always get into it.
Yeah, but that's because Bayless played and stuff. So,
but anyways, Jay stood up on the table,
freaking reneged.
You stopped him from doing any violent acts on me. the flight attendants got involved. Like they partially broke it up too. What was wild to me about that story was I had probably 2 or 3 friends across the league over the next month text me, be like, yo, y'all boys are wilding in fucking Philly.
How?
Because the flight attendants were telling the story to all the other teams.
That's crazy.